Hello. Let's talk about how an infinite God, infinite, limitless, purely spiritual, cannot be described to the human mind, could create a finite world with independent beings, independent entities, or at least seemingly so, where people have free choice, where God is still constantly creating everything, the entire universe and everything within it, including the human beings. And yet, we have an illusion of free choice. We have an illusion of being independent. We have an illusion of self-sufficiency. So how is it possible for the two to coexist? For infinite godliness, infinite God's energy, and the finite human being, the finite nature of the world, how is there a coexistence between the two? So Kabbalah explains that when God created the world, there's a concept that God used called Tzimtzum, in Hebrew, which means to condense. And Kabbalah explains, and this is difficult for the human mind to understand. However, Kabbalah gives us many examples of how God condensed his energy, limited his energy, in a way that the human being, when created, would feel as if it is independent, as if we are independent. And therefore, God could still coexist with this physical world, could still continually create and continually manifest in this world, and let his energy exist just like it exists everywhere, because God's infinite, God doesn't change. However, by creating this illusion of independency, God allows us to have free choice. A few examples that are given are when you have a very wise person who's trying to explain a very difficult concept to a student. So the wise person has to condense his knowledge in a way that he or she could slowly give over the details of the idea or the concept to the student. Another example is light. When you have something that is extremely bright, such as the sun, and you want to light up a room. So in the olden days, before they had electricity, they would use these specially shaped windows that would condense the sun's energy and light into the room in a way that it wouldn't overpower the room with brightness. At the same time, it would bring the light of the sun into the room. And today we have light bulbs, where we have energy powering the light bulb, whether it's fluorescent, whether it's LED, whether it's traditional light bulbs. And sometimes we'll have colors on those light bulbs, or we'll have different shapes or different strengths of energy, which the light bulb is basically a way to condense the pure electricity that is flowing through it in order to give us the light that we want and the light that we need for that specific room or that specific area that we're trying to light up. Now, this is not to say that's exactly how it is with God's creation. It's more of a metaphor to help us understand and help us grasp how God is able to power the world and continually exist in this world with us while giving us the illusion of free choice. The whole idea of creation is for us to recognize godliness and choose to do good things and be spiritual and selfless, while not having God right in front of us, reminding us why we were created. By having an ego, by having animalistic instincts, by having the natural human inclinations and rising above them to be more godly and be more spiritual, we're able to reveal godliness in this physical world and be able to have the coexistence of God's infinite energy and the finite world together. That's just a little peek and a little taste into what Kabbalah teaches us about God creating the world.